Hi, it's Lawyer Lisa. How are you? I'm here to talk to you about your consumptive interventions, and I have an action item. It's a request. I want you to do it. Do it, do it, do it. I want you to help me take down the beast. Of course, that's what I call the globalists, the beast. It's a whole system, and there are ways you can do it. And today's way is going to be sharing something in the travel industry. I want you to think about everybody that you know who, books flights for you or works, in the travel industry. I want you to go to their offices. I want you to dump off this report. I want you to even share my video because the travel industry is really at risk, and I want you to take you through it. And we're seeing a lot of that already in the news, right? Like, don't come here to my city. Travel is bad. So, anything, hotels, hotel and food administration, you brainstorm. Who do you know in that industry? Who's in the travel industry? Who's in hotels, right? Who's in, food and services for travel? Who's in entertainment for travel? Think about anything in the travel sector, and that's how you're going to help out. And I'm going to start by sharing a screen. You're going to help me, you're going to help me, and we're going to do this together. And this is an action item. So, let's see here. And hopefully. Okay, so we are sharing. And what I'm taking you to is the future of urban consumption in a 1.5 degrees Celsius world. Oh no, we can't let it go up by that much. You could be in a room that is like 1.5 degrees Celsius hotter or lower and not even know the difference. But that's how much we can't let global temperatures go up. That's right. That's the climate agenda. And how did you think they were going to solve for it? Did you think they were going to solve for it by putting you in a communist gulag that rivals Stalin? Right? All the tyrants in history wish they had the technology of the smart city infrastructure and the known online and the known in the smart city that you are going to see, right? Rolling out. The cameras on all your streetlights, have you noticed them yet? The cameras dangling everywhere, right? The bills rolling out to capture everything that you're doing. Have you noticed that yet? Have you noticed? Well, I'm launching this as a way to tell you what's going on. So this is the headline report, and this is how we are solving for climate change. Right? So first you map out your emissions, and then you have a budget, a greenhouse budget for the whole city, and that's broken down to a budget to the person. Every person has a carbon budget. That's right. Who knew, right? Who knew totalitarianism is how we are solving for climate change? So I call it a plan. I call it one of the worst plans that humanity has ever come up with, the worst examples of tyranny, and there's a lot out there, right? Because it's going to be enforced everywhere across the world, right? There's no example where the world is not going to be using this climate change plan. There's no exception to it. If you go to the Global Covenant of Mayors.org and you look up 13,000 cities have now, when I first did this, 11,000 cities were backed. What they do is first you have to map your emissions, then you have to get your budget, then you have to start rolling out all policies and bylaws through climate plans to get it done. It's universally. So let's see, what page are we at? We're at page 5. Yeah, they didn't want me to call it a plan. I've had stuff taken down where I've called it a plan. No, it's not a plan. Okay, but let's read their own words. It's now clear that action to reduce consumption will be necessary. Not a plan, but necessary. It's necessary as part of the global effort to mitigate climate change. Right, right. So let's find out, shall we, how we're doing this. And you tell me, do you think it's about control? Is climate change about control? Right? Is climate change about a digital gulag? Is climate change about digital feudalism? Right? They say they're going to enforce it through regulatory and financial means. Oh, taxing. Oh, taxing. That's what it is, right? CBDC, instant taxing, right? Known online through your digital ID, with your digital infrastructure and your digital smart city, right? And I want you to think about something as we go through this. I want you to think about your freedoms. Your freedoms. I want you to think about it. Your freedoms, are they your inalienable rights? Or do they dangle 2 feet in front of you until you get a red QR code? Right? Freedom is now 2 feet in front of you. That's it. That's all. It's 2 feet in front of you. That's freedom. We've literally inversed our whole society and no one's noticed. No one's noticed that we've ripped out the concepts in our charters and constitutions and we've inverted them to allowances to a permissive based society. Oh, you got the right QR code? There. You can have like a bite of that burger. You can go into that restaurant, whatever it is. Okay, so what the science says about where they are. Oh, the science, right? Consensus. It's like an antonym homonym. It's a homonym to science, right? Because it sounds the same and it's spelled the same, but it's an antonym because it's the opposite, because it's actually a cult that doesn't allow any opposition, right? No science that opposes it is there. So the science is a homonym to science. How interesting, right? This is like safe and effective homonym antonyms, decrees written in a statute somewhere that somebody says. So great. You think it's about power? No. No, you believe it. You believe the science. You're just such a good little citizen. Put on your rainbow uniform. Hurry up. So what does the science say about what we are? Well, the science says we have to be very afraid, and 85% of the emissions associated with goods and services consumed in C40 cities are generated outside the city. Oh dear. So we're responsible. If we're living, if we're alive, we're breathing CO2. This is happening. Okay, so what are the categories that your city has to map? You just go check if your city's mapping it. If it is, if it's in this little great little Stalin camp for everybody, great Stalin camp, great Stalin camp. Okay, you'll find your city at theglobalcovenantofmayors.org. Consumptive categories: food, eating. Not everybody eating, but eating. Somebody eating. Animals in the wild can eat, but not you. Okay, buildings and infrastructure. Oh no, having a roof over your head. Private transport, aviation. Private transport, is that your cars? Aviation, oh, you leaving the city. Yep, it's not a gulag, but you can't go anywhere. Clothing and textiles, electronics, appliances, household appliances. Okay, so they are mapping it all out. You see, right? They're mapping it all out. They're very serious about this. And don't you think that this is a half-assed project? No. University of Leeds, Arup, and C40 did this. Did you know Toronto's a C40 city? Do you want to know who are the C40 cities? Who's implementing these changes at scale? Let's find out. So again, you might not like this. You might think this is a conspiracy. It is. It's not a theory. It's their documents. You don't like the documents? You don't like that I'm talking about these documents? That's pretty screwy. Your boyfriend cheating on you? No one better tell you. Okay, because you can't hate the messenger, or you're free to hate me. I don't give a shit. Okay, so the report attempts to map out the extent of C40 cities' consumption based on emissions. And you know what? You get a greenhouse gas budget, right? First you do your inventory, right? You got to do the inventory, right? Then you do all these other steps that end up in focus areas, pathways, trajectories. It's all some friggin' map you can't get out of. But pay attention to your streetlights because they all have cameras now. It's from the Smart City Infrastructure Fund. Maybe we should look at that sometime too. Okay, so here we go. We're getting there. Why do we need to act? Why do we? We're very scared. That's why. We're so scared. Oh no, there's people at risk. Look what could happen. People could starve. Right? Then we'll see that they implement starvation in order to solve for it. Right? That's right. Water. So estimated people at risk. Why is it important to measure consumptive-based information? Because if you don't, do it. You don't have your budget, and your citizens are still breathing without their budget. Okay, it's consumption based on greenhouse gas emissions. Yeah, like this is pretty. You go through it. You go through it yourself, right? I didn't make this crap up, this totalitarian crap of what we have to solve for. But let's get right to the best part, right? We are going to look at the areas that are ruining the planet. So you're going to find out you eating, right? The animals in the forest can eat. Can you eat? Nope. What about aviation? About public transport? All of these things are mapped out so you don't have to think about it because your whole life is going to be mapped out so you don't have to think about it because, right? The city you live in has a budget, CO2 budget. Don't you breathe too much. And we got to get it down. We got to get that budget down, right? Of course we do, because of the science. The science, right? All right. So here we have cumulative emissions. Oh no, oh no, oh no. But you just can't wait to get into the really good stuff. Okay, we have to urban consumption. That's right. We all got to get into those cities. That's what Agenda 2030 is. We have to all be in cities. And then we all have to reduce. Oops, this is a really good one. Well, the CO2 from building and infrastructure. I wonder, can we heat our places? Can we have AC? Maybe not. And our food, we gotta get our food down, and we have to get our private transport down, and we have to get our clothing down. We have too much clothing. I don't know. I've gone to a pride parade before. Is that the right amount of clothing? I don't know. Electronic appliances and aviation. That's so interesting, right? Because you're in the city, and if you want to leave the city, you can't. Well, or you only can a little bit sometimes. Look, let's go through it. Okay, so building and infrastructure. Calgary has to pay attention to this because who is Calgary? Is Calgary a global covenant of mayor city? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And 11% of your emissions are there. Woot, woot, woot. And this is what you have to do, but I'm focusing there. Oh, food. Food is bad. Just you eating is bad, though. You know, if you were eating in the wild, it would be okay. Let's see, 13% of total emissions in C40 cities, and let's go. This is it. Okay, page 40 of 68. Let's pay attention. So what's the consumptive intervention to solve for that 1.5 degree difference? Let's go. Dietary changes, interventions characterized by 3 major changes, which are described in more detail. Okay, the progressive target is here, and then you've got your ambitious target. So very interesting because one is if what they really want to do to us, and that's 0 kilograms of meat consumption per person per year. 0. That's it. Okay? 0. 0 meat. 0. You want to get that to the restaurant industry? Dairy. 0. But that's not, it's dairy, milk, or derivative equivalent. Oh, first we got used to soy, because real milk's bad. So we have to be on soy, then we have to be on almond, and then we have to be on oat. And here, after this, we have to be on our sock water. Or do we even have coffee or cereal or whatever? Maybe it's just all aborted fetuses. Oh, look at 2,500 kilocalories per person per day. Your government's decided, oh, you don't get more, you don't get less. That's what you get. That's what you get a day. This is so not depressive, right? What do you think when you think of this? When you think the whole world going to this? When you think of everybody going into cities and everybody's carbon being planned, your greenhouse budget, your carbon leash, What do you think about that? What do you think about your government telling you how much calories? Stop! That's it. That's all you get. Stop. Stop chewing. Spit it out. Save that bite for tomorrow. So no household waste. No, 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 no. You know, you don't have a garbage, right? You're taking your shit out and giving it to the commies to collect it to grow food and, right? I don't know. 75% reduction in supply chain food waste. How they getting it there? It only comes in if it came in by wind, right? Only comes in if it came in on those battery EV trucks, right? That's it. That's all. That's it. That's your supply chain waste. Okay, and remember, when you say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, there's no theory in this. I'm a conspiracist explorer. So you can explore it with me and decide for yourself if you think this is kosher, copacetic, this is okay for a government to do. And it's not even a government, is it? It's a globalist entity, a globalist collection of cities that they control. And you know they control because they put it in through their climate plans. And you just find out who's in charge of the climate plans. And they tell your state or provincial government what laws need to be planned. So they are the deep state, I guess. They tell the council what bylaws have to be passed. Oh yeah, climate change. Oh yeah, climate change. It's climate change. It's climate change. We all agree. I'm not going to be a denier. I'm going to pass that. Deny this. All right, clothing and textiles. Right. Do you know anyone in the fashion industry who might be interested in this presentation? Because you wearing clothes is 4% of total emissions. Wait till you find out what that means. Oh, look. 3 new clothing items per person per year by 2030. 3! You're in a cold climate, you get boots, you don't get kids. How are you gonna clothe your kids, right? They take turns wearing clothes as they grow out of things. Like what? You're all gonna learn how to sew, right? Someone dies, you just like take off their clothes and quickly grab it because you're might be their size someday or what? So 3 new items of clothing per person per year. What the F? This is the worldwide solution. So I know a lot of shit has gone down historically, right? And they started with just horrible policies. And we've had horrible policies where everybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna look away. Right? Mandatory injections, gonna look away. QR code to get into the restaurant. I'm gonna look away. Stop looking away. I'm in your face, do 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 in your face, do 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 in your face, do 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 in your face, right? Because you have to understand what's going on. So I'm in your face. And this is how much clothing you get a year. And private transport. Oh, okay. So here we are. 8% of emissions in the cities are because of private transport. Oh, right. But an EV, right, when you make it, that's where all the CO2 is. But at a later time, right, at a later time, you can't use an oil and gas vehicle. No, you can't. No, you can't. But that was all just bait and switch anyways. Right, Stephen? Gabo. Gabo, get out of your car. Gabo, get out of your car. Gabo. Reduce ownership. Ownership. You own things? No. You got to rent them if you have a good credit, social credit, right? If you agree with Justin Trudeau's sock choice for the day, you're okay, maybe. Maybe you can. You see those rent-a-bikes everywhere? That's not an accident. We don't have ownership. Reduce ownership of vehicles. So how many private vehicles per person do you get by 2030? 0. Right? Oh, it's all okay. My favorite coffee shop where I can get dishwater coffee is over there. I could just walk to it. right? Oh, look at it's my vaccine clinic, my euthanasia clinic. I had sex. There's going to be a baby clinic. I got it all over there. My private vehicles by 2030 is 0. Okay. Oh, and what 50-year lifetime of, yeah. Oh, do we have mechanics anymore? Or do you just have to learn how to be your mechanic? That's right. You have to learn how to be your mechanic. Start practicing now. Neighbors are gonna be like, what is he doing taking his internal combustion car? Is there even gas stations? Because I've heard in the rural communities, they have to go further and further for a gas station. So you say, oh, I'm just going to move out of these smart cities. Well, are there going to be gas stations that you can go to? Or you have to have the right QR code to gas up anyways. Am I going to have the right QR code? Is anybody, like really, at this point when this is their vision, this is their goddamn vision. Sorry, I am going to be mean. This is their vision. Like, stand up already. Come on, grow some. Okay, so this is aviation. So the emissions, 2%, right? 2%. Oh no, the greenhouse gas budget. You have to be on a budget. Let's go find out what that budget is. Okay, and their progressive target is 1 short haul flight every 2 years per person. Guess you're not going very far. It's return though. You get to come back to this. Well, where were you going anyways? To some other smart city? Some other 15-minute. What's the restaurants like? Right? We're all cold, wearing our uniforms or rainbow uniforms. It's inclusive. This is equity. This is equity, everybody. Can I tell you? Everybody thinks equity is this like, oh, but I'm going to have a great career. No, equity is the same number of calories. Equity is the same result. Remember? Equity is the same number of meat chews you get, same burgers per year, 0. Right? Equity is what you get to put in your coffee. The same, the same, the same. Right? You think power is lifting you up? I fought power before. I can smell power. You think power is lifting you up? You gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Ambitious target. Oh, it's climate. The science can't contradict the science. There's all kinds of scientists that would like to have the information out again. Okay, 1 short haul return flight every 3 years per person. You get to come back. Once every 3 years, you get to go someplace to another 15-minute city. Get to their euthanasia hotel, whatever it is. All right. Electronic appliances, same deal. You get, every 7 years, you get a laptop or phone. It's because you're RFID tagged and they can find you anyways. So, boom. That's true. I'll put up another Zoom on that. All right. The main takeaways. And this is where they just love to laugh at us. Oh my God, but look at how much money we're going to save. Look at that. We're saving money. Look, we're saving money. They print it like it's nothing. Money's nothing. This is control. If you don't recognize control when you see it, if you think this is about, yeah, you might be profiting right now in the green industry. You know what that is? You know what that is? That is them using our tax dollars to silence you because you right now buy steak based on, or, oat milk lattes based on your big salary. They take the do-gooders of the world and they make them DEI consultants and they make them ESG consultants and they put them in the green industry and they put all that money there and it's like, wow, 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 money. And all those people have to oppose people like me, silence people like me, report on people like me, right? They're co-opted, all while the real plan is, putting us all in the same spot. You think DEI is about increasing power? No, it's a massive distraction. Okay. Oh, look at, while you only have 3 new items of clothing a year and you're wearing your rainbow uniform, we are saving 93 billion on clothing and textiles. This was printed in 2017. So, by the time 230, there'll be 93 billion dollars will be saved. That's right. Look at all, aren't you happy about that billion dollars being saved? That's right. That's right. Now let's go back. And today's ask. I'm going to ask you to share this with people in the airline industry. Okay, so we are at one short haul return flight. Can you think of people that need to see this document? Right? Can you send them this video? Can you print up the document? Spend that money, right? So today's ask is airline, travel. Do you have a travel agent? Is a travel agent? Do you know how to get to all travel agents at once in your area? Do you know how to get to all, do you want to go to a travel agency like, I don't know, hotel and food administration school? Do you want to go and really educate? Do you want to go to a teacher who teaches hotel and food administration at a college? I want you to hammer out getting this video to the travel industry, to people who support the travel industry, do you know pilots, right? Do you know someone who's in pilot school? Do you know a private airline pilot who wants to see this? Because what we are going to do is I'm going to do these videos, right? And this is a seminal one. I'm going to ask you to say, okay, I know somebody in the travel industry. I have a travel agent. And she told two friends, there's 6 Lisas now, and she told two friends, and do you understand? Do you understand? We are the masses, right? Oh, you're not awake yet on the shots. You think the government who likes this shit should be putting stuff inside you, right? I 100% agree with you. Like 5 years ago. 100% agree with you. 5 years ago. A little bit about me. I am a lawyer of 24 years. I had my undergrad in environmental science and a minor in chemistry. And I might have agreed with you 5 years ago. I don't agree with you. And I don't think you should agree with this. I don't think you should. So let's go back. We're going to get it to people in the travel industry, people in the hotel and food administration, people, maybe restaurateurs, maybe big restaurant groups, maybe people who make restaurant equipment. I want you to think of your Rolodex and you're just going to brainstorm with me. Maybe put the comments in the video. I want you to put the comments in the video. What are areas and places that we need to get this to? Do you know somebody who's a pilot? Well, he'll tell all his pilot or her pilot friends, right? I don't know, right? Do you have somebody that is cooked up on DEI and they think the equity means the same result? That's good. That power ever loved them, right? They think it's like a race thing, like white people don't like them. No. Power. This is about power. Think we're differentiated in this world? The calories are the same, right? They're all the same. The clothing's the same. Rainbow uniforms are the same, right? That's not about the rainbow. It's about conquest, right? It's about who's going to kneel to power. DEI is who's going to be kneeling to power and opposing viewpoints that expose power. DEI is not about anything that you think it is. Like drink the Kool-Aid if you want, but equity is the same number of calories, and it's 0 calories from meat and 0 calories from dairy. All right, guys, we're here together. I'm gonna stop my share. Okay, we are here together. These are our times, right? If you're waking up for the first time with my video, hi. It's kind of crazy, eh? If you're awake for a long time, then that's okay too, right? This is an information share. I want you to download this systematically to the airline industry. And we know right now the airline industry is being attacked, right? Oh no, the Stop Oil people are everywhere, right? Who's funding that? Who funds the counter-humanity interests? Anyways, there's lots of money for that. And then you hear, oh, Spain, Barcelona, there's a tax on tourists. They don't like their tourists. Really, they don't. Oh, maybe Airbnb, people who do Airbnb in your city. Let's brainstorm. who can transform this knowledge uptake to massive amounts of people, right? One of the things that I found out when I was researching this is that they became transformative, all areas all at once, right? They wanted to change all areas all at once, and that was because of climate change and greenhouse gases. And you can say whatever you want. I can go through different videos to actually talk about climate change, but net zero is everybody in the net, right? With zero ownership, zero life, zero. Maybe there's even zero of us because once we're all there, right? Oh, you're breathing CO2. You too. That person there is breathing. Rat out your neighbors. Who's exhaling CO2? Rat them out. Please rat them out, right? Oh, they're drinking too much water. Rat them out. They're washing their car. They have a car. Rat them out, right? You understand what's going on here? So today we are going after people in travel. Your travel agent. She has two friends who are travel agents. Or maybe you know how to get to the industry level of travel agents. Maybe you know how to get to the industry level of hotels. Maybe you know how to get someplace bigger than I do. I'm going to just share information. I want to suggest that you do your part and share information. And I'm going to have the link of the plan, the Stalinist plan to get us in the universal gulags. And this is forever, right? Right? This is forever. This isn't just, well, it might be nice. You know, equity's good. It might be nice. This is forever. Everybody born into this. And that's where we'll be born into it, chipped into it. It's that. I think it's not, right? The biggest thinkers of our time are occupied, right? Being narrative thinkers. They're the biggest thinkers of our time are being narrative thinkers, right? You had freedom, inalienable rights, and now that's inverted. And instead of having inalienable rights, what do you have? You have rights 2 feet in front of you until they're gone, right? Until your whole existence is gone. All your choices are gone, right? Oh, but technology is going to make us superhuman, super hungry, right? We solve for climate change, which might make people hungry in the future, by being hungry now. People might be cold in the future by being cold now, right? I'm really sorry to be the person telling you this stuff. Looking at the abyss isn't easy, is it? But we're not gonna fucking win with our heads in the sand any longer. We're not. You think you're gonna be, because you're in the green industry or you're the DEI golden boy or whatever it is, you think you're gonna be saved from this plan because you're working for power? What happens next with people who have this vision? Once we're all in our smart cities, we have no vehicles to get out. And they bring in the food to the city that they want. Oh, that can never happen. Really? Could never happen. You could inflate things so you can't afford it, then you don't have that home. And you go on universal basic income. And you get shot in the arm with whatever it is that they love you to have. Right? They inflate it so you can't afford it. They make it. It's part of your carbon allowance on your Snap. Can't buy that. Oh no, you had a burger last week. Not, not today. Fucking start like killing squirrels, man. That's what it's gonna be. It's really outrageous, really. It's outrageous. So if you saw it the first time here, like, share, subscribe. I want you to go to my Substack. You can get all my stacks. You can read through everything. But I'm going to do a format where I load up their documents. They're theirs. They're shit. They're documents. And I'm going to do a download. I'm going to do it as a PDF in the Substack so you can get it there. And the reason why I want to do that is one of the links of this great plan that I used to share actually is no longer there. I believe that. I believe that I believe that we can. I believe that we can win. I believe that we can win. You're going to have to draw deep, and you're going to have to help me out. Draw deep, draw deep, draw deep. This is the kind of document. It's the kind of document that wakes people up. And gets them to understand where we're going. So this week, it's travel. Okay? It's hotel and food. It's everything that possibly supports travel. Put in your comments. Put in what you're doing. Put in how you're sharing it to that industry. Right? Because they're literally wiping out all travel, right? So amusement parks, everything, right? The haunted house at Niagara Falls, everything's being shut down. All of it. You think it's different? You think you can have zero meat because you're a vegan and it's all going to be okay? It's not. It's not. Everybody in this like deep municipal state that is pushing these agendas along, they all think they're genuflecting, right? They're like, oh yeah, climate change, and I have white privilege. Is it really a privilege to understand and put my neck out there for you guys? Is it really a privilege? It's a privilege. Damn right it's a privilege. Damn right it's a privilege to love you all of all races and creeds and kinds enough to do this for you. Yes, I do. I do. I do. Help me out. I'm asking. Okay? Like, share, subscribe. Find me at lawyerlisa@substack.com, and you're going to have the documents there. And comment, share, comment, share. Bye. Oh, and because I'm so blind, I'm going to have to read this. End meeting.